Clay, of course, a lot of people are going to need a ride home tonight, a safe ride home.
A safe ride, yeah. We wanted to know, what are your options tonight? What's the best option? We sent Chris Holmstrom to try to find out. He's live tonight with this. Chris.
Good evening, Dan and Ann. New Year's Eve celebrations are taking place all across the Portland Metro, and as you can imagine, taxi drivers are going to be very busy. In fact, today is the busiest day of the year for them. So if you plan on using a taxi, be prepared to wait. The countdown is on as the world celebrates the new year. Here in Portland, locals and visitors are ready.
Going to a wedding. I'm the best man at a wedding down at the Treasury Ballroom.
This couple plans on walking, but that's not always the case.
I guess Uber would be one way to go, and then there's a bunch of taxi companies here in Portland.
We will have every one of our cabs on the street, trying to get to everybody as quickly as we can.
That goes for taxi companies throughout the Portland Metro. In all, that's more than 400 taxis.
Usually people will call before dinner, so you'll see a rush between, say, 6 and 8:30, and then after dinner you'll see a rush at around 10 o'clock, and then of course at closing time is when everybody calls for a ride home.
With high demand, definitely expect delays. But what about prices? I asked Radio Cab if they had any plans to increase rates.
The cab meter rates stay exactly the same, whether it's a busy night or a slow night. That's one of the reasons that we think cabs are better than some of the rideshare companies, which do surge pricing on nights like tonight.
He's referring to ride-sharing programs like Uber. We found out in some cities Uber is planning surge pricing for peak times on New Year's Eve. But a rep from the company says that's not the case locally.
Well, actually, we're planning on taking Uber probably because taxis are going to be impossible.
But remember, Uber's not allowed to operate in Portland city limits right now, just the suburbs. So if you use one to get into town, you'll have to find another way home. If you're looking for a taxi, the best piece of advice is going to a hotel. They usually congregate around that area. And if you're in the suburbs, give yourself more time, especially since most taxis will be downtown. As for the end of the night, call the taxi company at least 30 minutes before you need to leave. And of course, have a very happy new year. Reporting live in downtown Portland, I'm Chris Holmstrom for KOIN 6 News.